Hi everyone, welcome back to Bushell Park Golf Club. So today we're going to be looking at holes 15 and 16, two back-to-back par 3s at Bushell Park, and this is really leading us into our closing stretch. 15 is the harder of the two holes on paper. It's longer, there's more danger around the greens, things like that, but it doesn't mean 16's an easy hole at all. The hardest thing for me on this hole, I would say for people, is really getting the tee shot away. We're hitting the ball down this narrow chute in between the trees, and certainly today the pin's in the middle, so it becomes a little bit more inviting. But if the pin's on the right or left hand side, those trees start to encroach in on what you're about to do. So I'd always look at where the flag is and I'd tee your ball up accordingly. So flag's on the left, I want to see you teeing it up on the right hand side of this tee box. Flag's on the right, I want to be over on this left hand side. I'm just trying to give myself as much room as possible to be able to see the hole and treat it as a fairly straight hole. Now, same as the 13th, we're going to be affected a lot by the wind here, so we're quite exposed on this tee box. We can get everything cutting across from the 17th and 18th. So today this is playing slightly downwind. It plays 168 yards to the flag, and there is a ridge at the front portion of the green that does roll away. So if we can get something to go just over that ridge, we're going to have left a nice easy putt. Now, if you can fly it all the way there, this green will hold. There is a slope at the back of the green as well, which will catch any balls that kind of pitch a little bit long. But if you can't carry it all the way there, we need to look at playing this hole a little bit differently, playing it as two shots to get to the green, or getting yourself and keeping yourself away from any big numbers. So the hardest sort of shots to approach this green are going to be anything missed right, especially if the flag's on the right hand side. And for a flag that's pitched on the left hand side, really it does depend on where the flag location is. If the flag's left, you don't want to miss it left. If the flag's right, you don't want to miss this right. So take a club, if you can't get to the green comfortably, take a club that's going to get you short of the bunkers. Something you can hit with confidence and give yourself a good chance of a pitch in. Also, being a slightly longer pitch, it's going to have a bit more spin. I'm just going to stop it a little bit quicker. But middle of the green's not a bad shot here. So even if it's your first or second, middle of the green is not a bad position to be in. So I've got my 6 iron. So like I said, he's 168 yards today. Cold wind, but he's slightly helping. It's just pitched just at the top of the ridge, and hopefully that's going to release its way down and get ourselves nice and close to this flag. So my ball again had pitched right at the top of this ridge, and being that it's winter golf, it's stopped a lot quicker than it normally would do. Green's a lot softer. But like I said, middle of green, it's not a bad place to be. Anywhere on this green, over this ridge, gonna be nice and helpful. So what I've got from here, because I'm still on this ridge effectively, I'm gonna have a downhill putt. The ridge itself is gonna make everything move from right to left. So this whole green is gonna come from this top right corner down to this bottom left corner. And you can see that just by the way the water sort of runs on this green as well. We tend to find the water's all going to run across the back of the green, over and congeal in this top left corner, or back left corner. Behind the flag is a little bit of a run up, so it does funnel its way back down. So by the time it gets to the actual flag, it's fairly flat. But this first bit is all downhill from right to left. So again, same as we had in the last hole, my focus is really going to be on distance control. I'm not going to neglect the line, but I'm going to pick a target line I feel comfortable with, but I'm really focusing on controlling this distance. So picking targets a little bit short of the flag. So it's quite a slope as we had in the last hole. I'm only going a foot or so short. And full routine as always. Right, so 16th hole. Shortest hole on the golf course. So from the whites it plays up to 125, 130 at push. All plays downhill, so it does take about 10 yards off for that. And really the biggest problem on this hole is the alignment for the tee shot and the pot bunker that's in the corner of the green. So the green almost kidney shapes around that bunker, so it's really dragging everything into it. And also the trees on the right hand side, so when you're on the back tees especially, you can sometimes only see half of this green. So it's a short hole, which we can't curve the ball too much with a very narrow chute that we're trying to hit down towards. And most people do often see themselves hitting it down this left hand side, because that's where the green, or the tee shot certainly is pointing towards. So it's a really key important part to this, is to get your ball in the right place at the start of the hole. Now often you'll see me tee myself up right into this left hand corner because it opens up the whole green. I can hit straight towards wherever the flag is. A little bit harder from on the back tees, but the same rules apply. We're going to get ourselves up on this left hand side. So today's playing 119 yards into a cold wind. So that's plays 115 into the wind, probably about 125 yards. So I'm going to hit just a good wedge. I'm going to come this in a little bit flatter again, just to keep it below the wind, because if it pops up too much, it's going to start coming back a little bit. And I need all of this carry really to get past this flag. So good committed swing. Put my alignment. Ball goes back in the stance just a fraction, just to help get this ball down a bit. And the follow through is going to be a little bit restricted. So I've managed to get myself up pin high, pitched all the way here because the ball's still in the pitch mark. So mark that, just repair that one, and then we'll talk about the green itself and how it slopes for this putt. So we have like 3 or 4 pin locations that we often see in this hole, and they go from this middle pin. We have one that's sort of back right here, back left, and we also have a front left corner more to where the camera is standing. All 4 of those locations will have a different break to them, obviously, but this bunker actually dictates quite a lot of that. So we have bunker on the left, we have a grass bunker on my right, so left hand side of the green, grass bunker, right hand side of the green, this pot bunker, and both of them are going to be bowling inwards towards the green. So where the camera is looking up towards this flag, depends how far left or right of the hole you actually are, it's going to be breaking in off those banks. If we're more level with the flag, we're not going to get a huge amount of break from the left side of this green, but from the right side where I am now, this bank is still part of the problem. It's going to want to break from left to right as it goes across the slope. Back portion of this green doesn't have too much movement. It's not a huge area, but doesn't move too much at all. So for this part, I'm going to be looking just outside, just inside left-hand side of the hole. I haven't got to contend with any downhill side of things, so I can just take myself through my routine. Left edge, and I'm going to roll my putt. So as always, normal full routine. So look at target, look at the ball, let it go. That broke just a little bit more towards the end, but I hit the target line I intended to. Had plenty of pace going into the hole, and just leaves me a nice tap in. Tap in from a 3. So that's 15 and 16 done. Like I say, 2 short holes on the golf course, but not necessarily easy holes. The tee shots are imperative on both of these 2 holes to walk off and secure your par. But they can wreck your scorecard as well. Anything long left of this hole is very difficult to get up and down for, especially if the pin's on this left-hand side. So just make sure you take a bit of time with your clubbing, check the wind, and commit to your shot. But for now, happy golfing, and see you all very soon.